was actually received a text message that confirmed that Aaron was coming back, and I was in an offensive meeting, so it was a pretty exciting meeting. I actually darted out right away just to make sure I read it the right way before I let anybody know. But I would say that I had pretty good feelings about it throughout the course of the offset, or since the season had ended up to that point. But until you know, you really don't know. So, and then, did you ask about Devontae as well? Yeah, that was just, again, one of those things that those decisions are never easy to make. And unfortunately, it was one that, we had to come to. I think a lot of it was driven by Devontae, I would tell you. But, there's no sense in looking back on it. It's just we're moving forward. So, and we appreciate everything he's done. Obviously, it's a lot to replace in terms of the production and the type of leader that he was for us. But again, it was just one of those deals that you never want to make, but unfortunately sometimes you have to make. Great question.
If you look at your roster, it's a little different than what we've seen for a long time. We had a really strong defense, obviously, with the engagement. How important was receiving and getting production there, getting playmakers there, with how you take maybe less important to receive?
Yeah, I would never say it's less important. I think you can never have enough great players, enough guys that can make those big explosive plays, because typically I would say that when you're able to create those explosives, a lot of times that leads to points. So it's not going to be easy to replace by any stretch, and I think we're going to have to do a great job. And let's face it, there's 6 months before we have to kick off. So I would envision a lot is going to happen between now and opening day.
What have your conversations been like with Aaron about Devontae?
Yeah, we haven't spent a ton of time on that. It's more about how do we move forward.
How do you keep this thing well positioned for the future, not just this year? Everyone looks right, Aaron Rodgers, and just sees maybe in Sirianni and Devontae. How do you make sure that what you're building is sustainable, I guess, beyond just
Yeah, I think it starts, it's never just one guy, right? And what was great is, we were able to get the majority of our defense back in place. We're really excited about some of the additions that we've made there, with a guy like Jaron Reed, and get Rasul Douglas back, and Devondre Campbell obviously was a key piece to that. And then what we were able to add special teams wise with a guy like Rich Bisaccia to kind of change the culture in that regard. And then, but I do think when you're talking about your team, it typically starts with the quarterback. So by getting a guy of his caliber back, I think that definitely puts us in a pretty good position. Now we're going to have to do a great job of filling in the spots around him, and not that we don't have good players already. I think we do. I think you look at our backs, I think we got 2 backs that are dynamic, legitimate number 1 running backs in this league. So, and then, it was good to get guys like Bobby Tonyan back in the fold, but we're gonna have to add to our team, certainly through the draft, and I think there will be other opportunities out there along the way to continue to add talent to our team.
Not among those opportunities, is it maybe talking to another team that maybe has a receiver that wants a new contract, that maybe more in line with what you would have preferred to pre-Devontae?
Yeah, I don't. I'm sure. I just think there's going to be opportunities. There always is throughout the every year. There's something that's unforeseen. I bet you a lot of people wouldn't have thought we would have traded Devontae. So there's always some unforeseen things that transpire, and you just got to be able to take advantage of the opportunities when they come.
And
No, not really. I think he'll go as long as he wants to go. I think he's got not only the talent and the mind, but the way he takes care of himself is as good as I've seen. He's super disciplined in terms of everything he does, from what he puts into his body to how he prepares physically, mentally. Those aren't conversations that we have regularly. So we're just going to take advantage of the time that he is with us and continue to try to work and grind to, hopefully someday be able to get a Super Bowl. Yeah, I would say in regards to Hackett, he was pretty established when he came to us. He's been calling plays longer in the league than I have, so it was great to have a guy that had done it before. Just constantly we were bouncing ideas off each other, when we came together, it wasn't about my offense or his offense. It was about how do we make this the Green Bay Packer offense, and that takes obviously the talent of the players that you have. Certainly, some of the things that Aaron likes to do was a big part of that, and it was a lot of fun working with him for 3 years, and he did such an outstanding job of kind of helping keep me organized. We're certainly going to miss him. He's a tough guy to replace, but we feel pretty confident with just, I would say, how we've worked not only as an offense but as a staff, and it's a collective effort. So these guys have been exposed to, like Adam Senovich has been exposed to a lot of the things that we've done. Certainly we got a guy like Jason Vrabel that has a big impact on our passing game, and he does such a great job with our wide receivers. It's great to get an old head and Tom Clements back in the fold. He's got a lot of great ideas, and you can tell he must have been thinking about ball every day when he was away from the game, because he is as sharp as they come. So I can see why he was so instrumental in the development of Aaron, and I'm excited to add a guy like that to our staff.
Given the reality of what you're facing at receiver, probably a lot of young guys in common roles for draft. Do you need Aaron to be a part of this offseason program? Is that the expectation?
No, I think first of all we're talking about something that's voluntary, so it's going to be on every individual's. They got to make their own decision on what's best for them. But certainly, yeah, you'd love everybody to be a part of the off season. But I think as we've seen in the past, I don't think it has. It doesn't have a huge impact on how he's going to go out and perform. He wasn't a part of the off season last year. I'd say he went out and played pretty well, played at a high level. So I think there's plenty of opportunity between the time when we actually start training camp to week 1 to get on the same page with everybody.
He also did have the Monte last year. So
Sure.
It's a different year for you.
Yeah.
Does that make it
No, I think every year is presented with its own unique sets of challenges, and you just got to make the best of the time. We got to be super efficient, and there's going to be a learning curve for whoever comes in. So, like I said, we just got to make sure that we communicate at a high level. We're very, very efficient with how we use our time to try to get people up to speed as fast as possible.
What do you think of the prospects of Mike McDaniel as a head coach? And do you remember seeing the early signs?
Yeah, no, I'm really excited for Mike. It's really fun to see guys that work and grind and are so humble, and you see that hard work pay off. And certainly I think he has a bright mind, and I know you guys probably have figured that out pretty quickly. And I think he'll do a phenomenal job because he cares about people, and he's genuine. And I think I don't ever see him losing that. So I'm excited for him and what this future holds for him.
Touched on Robert a little bit with what joining the
Yeah.
How important was that in getting him back? And obviously, that's his process here, but just how you run his potential.
Yeah, he was in my office the other day. It was great to see him, first of all, and you can tell he's been working hard. And I really thought that, the 2020 season, he did so many great things. And I thought, just kind of reflecting and looking back to last season, he didn't quite get as many opportunities, I would say, as he did the previous year up to that point. But I do think, I know he'll come back. I don't foresee him being any different physically. I think he'll be ready to go. And like what we talked about, I think there's still a lot of room for growth in his game. So getting a guy that is the way he works, how intelligent he is, that's great for us. Certainly, he's got a rapport with Aaron, which is a big deal as well. But yeah, just excited to have him back on our team.